senses, so I can tell when something's wrong. Oh, and I'm in set to protect this heart from breaking into pieces. Where's my hammer? Where's the shield? All the strength to carry the weight of the world. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you fall. Fly high into the sky. I'll catch you if you fall. I'll catch you if you
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Snap Decisions. I am your host with the most, your Snap DJ, with another episode, of course, coming to you on this lovely Tuesday. It is really nice outside, like super nice outside. I was just out with the dog. It's like 50-some degrees. It's beautiful. However, as things do change a lot in the state of Pennsylvania in the wintertime, we are supposed to get accumulating snow. I believe it's Thursday and Friday. Of course, I live in the mountains in one of the higher elevations of the state. And, we just found out that we're going to get this rain, which is great. We haven't had rain. We're in kind of a drought as we're going along here. It's been pretty dry, enough to where like a lot of wells are drying up, creeks and streams are very low. So it's good that we're getting moisture and rain, but the rain is supposed to turn into some snow, and apparently it's going to be accumulating snow. It was supposed to be just some flakes and stuff, and now it's turned into where we might get inches of snow, which is not making me happy. Especially this early in the year. I'm not looking forward to that at all. But in any case, that is that. I'm going to enjoy this day for what it is, because it may be one of the last really warm days we have in a while here. But welcome. We have a lot to discuss, as we usually always do on the show. And wherever you may be watching me, thank you for doing so, or listening to me. Thank you for doing that too. I hit somewhat of a milestone on Spotify. Now, my Apple numbers are harder to see because they don't make it easy. You kind of have to sign in and look under podcasts and stuff like that. And your numbers don't always populate right away. But you have to come back a day or two later. And then I always forget. But I hit 25,000 listens on Spotify. So yeah, pretty good. I mean, and Spotify is really not a place where a lot of people necessarily listen to podcasts. I know I listen to this and others on Apple. And by the way, I am on every podcast format there is. Spotify distributes it to all of them. But I am on Apple Podcasts. I have had people listening to or asking me about that. Of course, I'm on Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, right now. Yes, I do have a Twitch channel that has 3 lowly followers. So if you get on Twitch, please go over there and follow me on there. I know I don't do content daily. I don't do, and even these are live on there, but they don't get saved to the channel, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I was thinking about going on X, but I'm kind of having second thoughts about that. And yeah, for reasons you may well understand, but I'm kind of having second thoughts about that. I don't want to necessarily give them the money they want me to do that. I figured it'd be cool because a lot of people do interact on there, but on Twitter, but I kind of deciding against it. I don't think it's going to be in my best interest to do that. But yes, so it's FENRIS Wolf Day. And, I have to say that being honest, the cards this month, Surtur was great. He got me to 97 very, very quickly before people started to play against it and know how to kind of, to counter it. But there I sit. I'm literally at 96.4 now because I dropped all the way back down to 92. Well, you know the story. I talked about it last week. But I haven't been super impressed with the cards. Frigga, I don't play. I just don't play. I may have played her in a deck or two, but to me, it is what it is. Malekith is okay. I've had him I tried him in discard, which, by the way, kudos to the discard players because, man, I'm going to tell you, I played a lot of discard, and most of them have beaten me throughout the course of the week. They're very good, but I'll tell you what, when I see them get their curve, it's like hats off to you because I have the deck and I can't, whenever I play it, I get nothing on curve, nothing. I never get my blade in the first couple turns. I never get the Scorn in my hand. I sometimes get Apocalypse, but even he maybe comes late. I never get curve for discard ever. So hats off to you guys that do, and there are plenty of you that play it and do very well with it. And that's a big, pretty high points deck. Now it's getting Bullseye later, which is Bullseye is going to be an incredible card for that. But yeah, I haven't been overwhelmed by the cards this month. I don't know, if any of you out there have different opinions. But and I think maybe going back to the symbiote season, not the symbiote season, but the Spider-Man stuff like Aranya, symbiote Spider-Man, I haven't been thoroughly impressed by the cards that much. But I tell you what, I am really looking forward to December with Rivals, and I'm really looking forward to January as well. It seems to me like, the last few seasons have been a little bit boring, a little bit kind of blasé, if you will. But I am looking forward to the next 2 months. I think they're going to be fun. There's a lot of cards there that look really fun. Hopefully they won't get nerfed a lot because they look like they're going to be fun to play. That Bruce Banner card is going to be a blast. You could get a Hulk on turn 3 from him, or you may not. It's all kind of a gamble as far as what it's going to be. But I'm really looking forward to the next 2 seasons. And I am, I'll be honest, I'm having a lot of fun playing the game. I'm going to come right out and say it. I have seen, listen, I like you guys listen to and watch a lot of streamers. During the course of the week, I watch Cozy and Alex on Monday. I watch KM Best on Monday with Lambie. Tuesdays, a lot of times I'll watch Regis Kilbin. He does videos, so I'll sometimes watch his videos. I watch Binks live a lot because he plays at night. So I get my fill of Snap streamers. I watch a lot. And I've also seen, of course, posts and stuff on Twitter and everything too. And I've seen a lot of, not necessarily from the creators, right? They most of the time they're keeping things positive and stuff like that, which is good. They have to, they don't want to come out like negative about anything that they're streaming because it wouldn't be prudent for them to do that. But I have seen a lot of negativity around Snap. I've seen a lot of people saying the game is dying. I've seen a lot of people saying, well, we're gonna not do this game anymore because there's better things coming. There's Pokemon, there's Rivals coming out. There's the Bazaar, all that kind of stuff that's out there. So, we Snap is a long gone kind of a dead thing. And I don't agree at all with that. I can say with wholeheartedly that I love this game. I love it for more than one reason. I love it for more than it's a mobile game. I love it for more than it's a fast to play mobile game, which are 2 very good reasons to love it. I love it because it's a game of Marvel, and I have grown up reading Marvel comics, as you guys know, since I was probably about 6 years old back in the 70s. So I love seeing the characters on the cards. I love using the cards and seeing the abilities that they do and the graphics that they have and the sound effects. I love it for all that stuff. I don't necessarily love it because it gets a little boring. Now, does it have its flaws? Sure. Every game is going to have its flaws. I can tell you that right now as a gamer too. I've been a lifelong gamer from Intellivision to ColecoVision Atom to the first NES to Super Nintendo to all the Nintendos I think I had to PlayStation to Xbox. I've been a gamer through it all. So I'm a gamer as well. And is it perfect? No. There's a lot of stuff that they need to improve on. They need to improve on new player experience for sure. They need to improve on returning player experience. That kind of stuff is big. You want to attract new players, right? And you want them to be able to kind of compete. And you want them to not have to spend $500 to get through Series 3. And they also need, they need to do things for players who leave and come back. Maybe players want to go and play Pokemon for a little bit. They want to experiment with a new game, but then they realize that, coming back, it kind of sucks because you missed a lot. So things do need to be improved. I do believe that, but I also believe that they are behind this game. I believe that they are doing things in our best interests. They're designing very cool cards, as we've seen the data mines for the next couple of months. And they're keeping the game fresh with some new game modes with high voltage. I know a lot of us loved high voltage. I loved high voltage. They're bringing back Deadpool's Diner, which is going to be a lot less sweaty in just a few days. I think, 2 days from now, the 21st it starts. So, and that's for King Eitri. So it's not going to be so sweaty anymore. I think it's going to be a little bit easier to play. I think people are going to have a little more fun with it this time around. So they are doing things to better the game. We're right around the corner from character mastery, which I'm looking very forward to. So I can say this from me. Okay, this is from me. I can't speak for anyone else, but I am not going to vary my content. I am not going to play other games and have other games on this podcast. I have tried Pokemon and I found it boring. I don't like the gameplay. It's very reliant on who goes first. And that's really it. The collectible side of it, yeah, that's great. And I wish Marvel Snap had something like that. It'd be cool to open packs again. And that's kind of what I got my little rush from opening packs, like I used to for Magic the Gathering and things and other games that I played that had packs to open. So it's cool in that respect. But I'm not a fan. And it just is what it is. But I've never been a Pokemon player either. So I know a lot of the people that are playing it and enjoying it have played Pokemon before. So they didn't go into it as a newbie. I did, and it didn't really help me in any aspect of play, learning the game either. That wasn't very user-friendly to me. It didn't help me play the game whatsoever. So I'm probably not going to play Rivals. It looks cool, but I cannot play games like that are like Overwatch and stuff like that. I get motion sick a little bit, so I was never able to play like first-person games much. I tried the most recent one I tried, and this goes all the way back to Dark Forces. When I tried that, when it came out on the PC, I just get sick with the wavering up and down. And I tried it again most recently when Resident Evil Village came out because it looked very cool, but I couldn't do it. I played it for about 10, 15 minutes. I started to get motion sick just from watching the screen. And so I can't play those games. So I will not be playing Marvel Rivals. I'm sure a lot of people will and enjoy it. Obviously, if you can, it looks cool with the graphics and stuff like that. But again, those type of games are fun to play with a bunch of players. They're not very good. You have to play with the team. You have to go in there and, it reminds me a little bit of doing raids in Warcraft, right? When World of Warcraft, when you had to raid, you had to go in with a guild. You had to play with a big bunch of group members because you couldn't raid with less usually than a party of 5. And the bigger ones, you had to have a party of 10, party of 20. So I, while I raided there and I did it, I wasn't, it wasn't my most fun thing to do. I always kind of was like, it's all right. But so many times you'd go in, you'd die. Then you go back in, you start over, you die again, and until you get and your rewards were very minuscule. You get some little pieces of armor and stuff like that a lot of times weren't even for your own character. So those of you who played WoW kind of know what I'm talking about. But yeah, I really haven't touched my PlayStation 5 in forever. I played Spider-Man when it came out, but I haven't touched it in forever. I bought Silent Hill 2 and there it sits. I literally haven't loaded it into the PS5 to play. I have Final Fantasy Rebirth, which I love Final Fantasy. I started playing it and I haven't touched it really since I started. So I am pretty committed to this. I play this game a lot, and in my spare time, this is what I do. When I'm home, when I'm sitting down and I'm watching something that I don't necessarily need to pay attention to, like a sports show, a sports game or something, like a football game or something that I don't have to be always paying attention. Usually I'm playing Snap. At nights when I come home, if I'm relaxing, something's on TV again that I'm not really having to watch or pay attention to, like a movie or something, I'm playing Snap. So this is what I do. And I am committed to this game for as long as it's going to be around. And I hope that will be a long time. So I just wanted to get that message out there. Don't necessarily be don't pay attention to a lot of the naysayers. Don't pay attention to a lot of the people that are saying this game is dying. And here, look, I'm going to show you statistics that it's dying. Guys, look, it's just fine. Okay, it's just fine. They have a big IP. Marvel's only going to get better this year. Only going to get better. Remember, last year we had X-Men 97 and Deadpool and Wolverine. That's it. And Agatha. So that's it. Next year for Marvel, huge. I go over the MCU Minute stuff every week on my podcast because of that. It's going to be very, very big year for Marvel, and that's going to mean that it's going to be a very big year for Marvel games. That's because that's just how it works. People get excited about it. If Snap is smart, they utilize that. They must have some sort of deal with Disney, and who knows? Maybe they can get an advertising campaign going when these films come out. The first one's coming out in February. So, maybe they'll utilize that and capitalize on all of that. But I can tell you that Marvel is going to be big this year. A lot of big films coming out, a lot of series and stuff. So, and Snap is going to be right there with it. So I am staying here, staying put, staying firm with the content that I'm doing. And it's also because I enjoy it. This is something I enjoy doing. And why do something that you're kind of like blah on? You're like, well, I have to, and I get it. Full-time streamers have to make money. They're full-time, so that's what they do. And so they kind of have to gravitate towards what they think is going to make them money. And that's fine. I don't begrudge any of that. I don't do this as my job. So do I wish I could? Sure. But it's not in the cards right now. And who knows, maybe someday, but but that's it. I just wanted to give that little message to start off the show, because I did see a lot of that. I see a lot of it on YouTube. I see a lot of it on X. So I just wanted to have everybody in. And look, I know I'm not in that league of streamers that I mentioned earlier. But I do pretty good work here, I think, and I have fun doing it. So I just want to let all you guys know that I'm not going anywhere. And I'm not doing any other games. I've devoted myself to this, and this is what I'm going to do. So, all right. Well, I am part of the Snap Judgments Network. As you can see, the logo so wonderfully given to me, done by Lauren Whatevs with the little DJ headphones. I love it. The tribunal head over the record player is amazing. But I am part of that network. And, of course, there are awesome other pods that are also part of the network. Of course, how can she? Snap with the boys, the kid, and No Big Deal. They are every Sunday. I am trying to get those gentlemen back on the show because it's been a while. We used to be on each other's show like every other month. It's been a while, so I'm trying to get them back on. We're just trying to work out days, and work schedules get in the way. I've got my big time coming up next week because it's Black Friday and Thanksgiving and all that stuff. And retail is getting a little crazy, and I'm trying to get hours in when I can. So every Sunday they are out. Snap on this. Amazing. Lauren Whatevs, Ben Roller, and Ree, they were on my program last week. I don't know if you caught that, but if you didn't, it's out there. Check it out. It was a fun show. We played Zabu instead of Taboo. It's the equivalent of Taboo that we played on the show, which is so much fun. Ree came up with that game for their show. But they are awesome, and I listen all the time to them going to work and back and forth from theirs when I listen to my podcast. So they are awesome. Of course, they are on YouTube and also available on all your podcasting formats. So check them out. A wonderful podcast. And then, of course, Glazer and Roy for Snap Judgments. They have amazing guests on their pod every single Saturday. And you can hear from the man himself, who brings you all those delightful videos every single day for new decks, which one of them I'm going to go over on this show today because I thought it was really cool. He gets so many of the top players on his show and people that contribute decks and stuff. And he had Glenn Jones just on not that long ago. So always make sure you don't miss the Snap Judgments pod every single Saturday. All right. So we are going to talk about compensation, right? So this came out and we don't know when exactly we're getting this, but in case you didn't know, this is the compensation for the Splitmas thing that everybody, kind of got behind because we got a Magneto, X-Men 97 Magneto, and we got a border, but a lot of people felt that it just wasn't fair. Again, I have to say, this is what I mean about second dinner is listening, guys. They are listening. There's people that are out there on Twitter, people that have mentioned this. I know Lauren Whatevs has been a big proponent. I know there's been many others. Chase on Twitter has been talking about this, and they've come through. Okay, so they've come up with a plan to give people some compensation. Now, is it going to be what everybody is going to want? No, but you can't please everyone. You can't please everyone. Everyone's going to want something different, and you're not going to please those people. And if they are the same people that are saying, well, if this doesn't work out and this isn't what I want, I'm out of here and I'm going to play Pokemon, chances are they were probably people who weren't happy with the game to begin with. So, but I'm going to read this out. So we've created different compensation tiers based upon the total number of effective splits each player made during the time frame in question. I have no idea where I fall. I think it may be like it may be when I go to the tiers, I don't know where I fall. I don't think it's going to be a lot because I don't usually split a ton of cards the way it is. The amount of compensation per tier will be based upon the splits made by the median player in each tier. Compensation takes the following factors into account. Errant ink gold crackle rates during the time in question, current boosted split rates, initial collection level progress achieved, previous compensation variant, and border boosters will be for a random character per 155 boosters. So the way it's going to work is, and this is the little thing, is if you split once, you're going to get 15 boosters and 150 credits. If you did it tier 2 is 2 splits, you're going to get 30 and 300. If you did 5 splits, you're going to get 75 boosters and 750 credits. I'm probably in the 5 to 10 range, I would bet. I would probably bet. 10, and you're going to get 155 boosters and 1,525 credits. And then if you're above 50, you're going to get 775 boosters and 7625 credits. I doubt I hit that. I doubt I did 50 cards. I don't remember doing 50 split. Well, that would be splits. I doubt it. I doubt. Maybe I'm over 10, but I doubt I'm at 50. And then over 100 is 1550 and 15,000 credits. And then over 200 is 3,100 boosters and 30,500 credits. That's a lot of credits. It's a lot of credits. Although I will tell you, if you go over the 100 mark, you're going to have 15,000 credits that you're going to have to spend at least 5,000 of, or you're going to keep getting reminded that you're over the amount of credits. They should really raise that. So yeah, listen, I think that this was a good thing. So these rewards will be delivered directly to your inbox in game. Please be patient with us as we get these set up for delivery. Thank you so much for your patience and incredibly valued feedback on this matter. So listen, this is a good thing. This is them listening. This is them doing something that is going to give us, fair compensation for the amount of things that we did during this time when the error happened and all that. So this is a good thing. This is a gaming company that's listening to their audience and watching and listening wherever it may be, on Twitter and in Discord, whatever. But they listen and they're going to provide compensation. So this is a good thing. Okay. So however you are going to get something out of this if you did split stuff during that time. This is my Blue Sky. Basically, you just scan this and you can join me on Blue Sky. If you haven't gotten over there yet, it is a really, really wonderful place so far. Will it get to be like Twitter? I hope not. There will be some bad people. There always are, people that will join that will be not the greatest, but for right now, it's a wonderful place. And a lot of content creators like myself are over there already. I've been talking to, a bunch of them over there. And so join, come over and join Blue Sky. I think you will enjoy it, to get away from a lot of the tribalism, a lot of the anger, a lot of the hate that you see on Twitter, unfortunately, nowadays. But you can just scan that and you can come over and join me on Blue Sky. Okay, we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to get into my weekend snap and, of course, the meta reports. And we're going to talk a little bit about some decks and some variants and all that kind of stuff that I played throughout the course of this week. So let's get down and into this. Nope, that's not it. That's the same thing. This is the deck I wanted to talk to you guys about, okay? And this was on Snap Judgments, as you could see just a couple of days ago. This is called Buddy's Ongoing Destroyer. So this was created by Buddy. I was talking to him actually last night on my X as well. Let me make sure I get his X out there for you guys so you can follow him as well. Let me see where they are here. I know I have it. Yeah. So he is at Buddy. So it's BUDDIILEIN. He is the one who created this. Why I'm showing this first? This is a deck that people who play Series 3 can play and win. You don't see it much. It's not something that many people talk about. And I'm very glad that Glazer had this on his show. And I know Glazer tries to do this as much as he can, which is a wonderful thing to do. Now, Nico is in this deck, you may say, but she is replaceable. You don't necessarily need her in the deck to play it. But this deck consists of Nova, Nico Minoru, Bucky Barnes, Angel, Daredevil, Invisible Woman, Killmonger, Negasonic, Shang-Chi, Atuma, Professor X, and Destroyer. This is an ongoing Destroyer deck, okay? So this is really, really cool. Your pool 1 cards are there's 3 pool 1, 3 pool 2, 5 pool 3, and 1 pool 5, and that is Nico. And like I said, you don't need her to play the deck. So this is very cool. This is just a Destroyer deck where that big Destroyer, and you can have things on that lane with him to make it even bigger, but you have that big Destroyer on that lane that you can, and you can have Negasonic down on the lane as well, so you can blow something up. You have a Killmonger in there that's going to activate your Nova. You have the Bucky Barnes in there that can obviously get blown up and turn into the 2/7, right? So Destroyer blows that up. That's just going to get better. You have Daredevil to see where your opponent's going to play. You have Invisible Woman to hide certain cards. You have Professor X to lock down a lane. So this looks like it's going to be a fun deck. I have not tried it yet. I am going to for sure. But I love this. And again, thank you obviously to Buddy for making this, and thank you to Glazer for showing it. For those of you who listen to my show that are maybe newer players, okay, this is for the most part, pool 1, pool 2, and pool 3 deck. And you can win with this. This is an absolute winning deck. When you blow up the Bucky Barnes, the Angel's going to come down, and that there's another card you're going to have on your board. So that's 10 points of power that you can blow up. Literally, you can blow up from the Destroyer that can go anywhere. The Bucky, of course, will stay in his lane, but I mean, Angel will come in and fly down and end up anywhere. Negasonic's just good for, as a tech card. The Nova's going to make your cards just a little bit bigger. Destroyer's probably just going to win you a lane at 16 or 17 with the Nova. And then, if you have a Professor X lane locked down, maybe with, you lock it down with the Tuma or something like that, then there you go. So it looks like a very fun and good deck. And especially for those of you who are in pool 1, pool 2, or pool 3 and have these cards, it is something for you to compete in. And I can tell you, I am going to make it a point to try to talk a little bit more about early Snap. I know I did it for a little while and did like some decks and stuff like that. But to be honest, a lot of those decks were just from Snap Zone and stuff like that. People can just go and look those up. This is something different, right? And those decks are kind of old. For pool 3, they're all long decks. And I mean, you guys all know what they are. So, but this is just something different. And I think this is cool. So maybe I will do some research to see if I can find a new deck that's going around like this. That I can talk about on the show. But I can tell you I'm going to try to do a lot more for people who are pool 1, pool 2, and pool 3. Because, a lot of us, we get involved in this game, we go through the game, and we kind of forget where we came from. And we kind of forget how hard that climb was sometimes. And how, frustrating it could be. I do see a lot of people that I play against in Conquest, especially in Proving Grounds, that their collection levels are like 2,000. They're very low. And they're playing in there because that's how they level up. That's how they get new cards. So that's my pledge to all of you is I want to continue to do that. I want to do more of that in the future. So very cool. But again, thank you to Buddy and obviously for Glazer showing it. Okay. I don't want to go through variants just yet. Okay, let's go through decks. And these are the decks I've been playing throughout the course of the week. So we have new Galactus. Oh my God. Do I love when they make new Galactus decks and somebody comes out with something new. This was fun. Very, very fun deck. It's a Sentry Annihilus shell, and Galactus has been in those shells before, but I just like it because of the different cards that are in here. You have the Hood, you have Bucky Barnes, you have Carnage, you have Angel, you have Green Goblin, you have Cassandra Nova, you have Viper, you have Deathlock, you have Sentry, you have Hobgoblin, you have Annihilus, and Galactus. So it's kind of a destroy hybrid with Sentry Annihilus, but it just works really well. Like, you have the hoods you can put out. Of course, you could put it in a lane, throw Bucky in the same lane. You can Carnage them both. The Bucky turns, of course, into the 7 power. The Hood's gone, or you can Viper the Hood if you want to. It works very well against other people playing toxic decks because you can hit them with all that. They may hit you with some things like this, some negative stuff like the Goblins, and you can push them right back over with the Annihilus. So it works very well against decks like that. But it also works very well to do something that Galactus needs you to do, and that is to get him priority. Many times you will have priority with this deck with the 2/7 Bucky, the Angel, that's 10 points in a lane. Along with Cassandra Nova, which can get big depending on what kind of decks you're playing, especially if you're playing a Arishem deck, it'll be huge. The Deathlock is there as well. If you don't get the Carnage to get Bucky, that makes it even bigger. Then that's a 12-point lane, maybe 15 if the Angel flies into that lane. Again, the Viper is there to get rid of Hood, but also any other negative things you might have shipped over to you. Sentry's there to obviously to get the Void out, where then you can Viper the Void, or you can Annihilus the Void over to them. And then that one lane where you have maybe one Goblin, maybe you have 2 Goblins, or maybe you have a Goblin and the Void, you are going to Galactus. It's pretty much that simple. There's no wave in here. You're not getting Galactus necessarily out early or anything like that, unless there's a location that gives you the ability to do that. But you're not going to do that. It's a turn 6 Galactus deck. But Galactus, you don't always need Galactus to win. You can play the Sentry Annihilus thing to just win games, and it's a card where I think it's in a Spotlight Cache coming up soon, but it's a card that no one's really playing much anymore, and it takes a lot of people by surprise. And I won a surprising amount of games with this. I haven't really played it on ladder. This whole last week, I will tell you, I haven't been playing much ladder at all. I've been playing mostly conquest. Because I kind of shied away from ladder a little bit. And I do that kind of on purpose because I want to let the players who are trying to get to infinite right away get there. I know Regis Kilbin, I was watching him the other day, and he didn't even get to infinite until like yesterday or the day before. So I want to let people get to where they're going, and then maybe I'll start to see more bots in the 90s, and it won't be as hard of a climb. Especially when Deadpool's Diner starts. People will be playing that. They won't necessarily be playing a lot of ladder at that point in time. So it might be a good idea for those of you who, like me, aren't quite there yet, can catch up. So yeah. Thanos Surtur. How about this? They combined Surtur with the Thanos deck, and it works pretty well. You got Nico, you got Psylocke, Red Guardian, who's been amazing lately, Kyera. So I'm surprised more people haven't played Kyera in their Surtur decks. I know a lot of people are playing armor, but you also have ones and stuff in there, and like Hydra Bob and things like that people can Killmonger away if they play that. So I'm not really sure why you just don't take care of that all with one card and have Kyera in there. So I know the armor kind of is a deterrent too, though. I guess that's true. You play armor, you're deterring the other player from blowing up stuff. And if they're playing like Destroy, that's a good card against Destroy. But you have Surtur, you have Cull, Blue Marvel's in here. Devil Dino is a kind of a surprise card in here. Mockingbird, Alioth, Scar, and Thanos. So this was fun. I played it a few times. It works really well. The Devil Dino can trigger your Surtur. The Mockingbird can certainly do that, especially if you have the Blue Marvel in play and you wait till the last turn to play her. Alioth certainly does. Scar does as well. So Red Guardian, again, just a good card to shut something down on your opponent's side. Psylocke can get you extra, just get those big cards out quicker. And of course, you'll have all the stones, the Thanos stones as well, to get you priority and everything too. So, and then of course, Thanos also will trigger the Surtur. So pretty good deck. And if you're still playing Surtur, I know some people are, some people aren't, but it's a pretty good deck. And I won a good deal with it as well. Toxic Malekith Magneto. So this is the Toxic deck, a version of it, but it uses Magneto to kind of finish things off a little bit. It's the same list primarily: Silver Sable, Hazmat, U.S. Agent, Valentina, who is very good now with Luke Cage. Very good with Luke Cage. She's really vaulted up there as a pretty good card. You can still get it. You don't have much time, but you can still get it. I think you only have 20 minutes because the cards are going to change now. Since we moved the clocks backwards, it now changed to 2:00. So the new card Fenris Wolf will be out in just a few minutes. In fact, I could do it live so I could see what I can pull. But Valentina, Cassandra Nova, Luke Cage. Luke Cage is huge right now. Huge in a lot of decks. Red Guardian to shut off your opponent's Luke Cage. Malekith to just get that sneaky card. A lot of times in this deck, I pulled Luke Cage or I pulled Magneto, where it's just going to sit there until the end of the game. Anti-Venom just gets you a nice 0 card, and you wouldn't mind having a lot of these cards as zeros. Man-Thing as a 0, who cares? It's going to still do what it needs to do. Ajax is just going to be big, and Magneto to just disrupt your opponent at the end of the game. So this is very good. Works really, really well. I'm not sure whether it works as well as just the regular Toxic Malekith deck, but it works pretty well as the Magneto disruption for the end. Surtur Luke Cage. So this is another Surtur deck. This is Nico, Zabu, Shadow King, Armor, Juggernaut. It's very similar to Sizer's deck with the Juggernaut in there. Luke Cage is in it though now. Surtur, Atuma, Crossbones, Cull, Typhoid Mary, and Scar. So Luke Cage shuts off all the negative effects of Typhoid Mary, and so you don't have to worry about that. If anybody is playing a toxic deck, it's going to stop that. So this is basically a Surtur deck that counters the counter. The toxic deck was your counter. That was the way to counter, especially the one that plays Scorpion, is the way to counter Surtur. And that's what a lot of people came up with. If they hit you with that Scorpion, every card you have now is under 10. So your Surtur is going to go nowhere. But now, if you have Luke Cage in the deck, you don't have to worry about that anymore. So that's essentially what this is. Surtur deck, run-of-the-mill with Luke Cage. Arishem, and I know I was moaning and groaning about Arishem last week, but I actually did try 2 Arishem decks this week. This one is a hell of a lot of fun. It has Uatu in it. Remember when Robitussin, little Robitussin, who's not little Robitussin anymore, he's little Robo, was on my show. We both loved Uatu. He's in this. You have Uatu, you have Loki, Shadow King and Speed, Agent Coulson, Shang-Chi, Blink, Legion, Cersei, Mockingbird, Thanos, and Arishem. I'm going to tell you something. The Uatu has won me so many games with this deck. It's not even funny. You get to see all of your opponent's plays. You get to play quicker than your opponent does because of the extra energy. So if you see all the locations early like that, you are then playing cards on those locations. So you can play a Loki on a location that's locked out to them. You can play an Agent Coulson or a Speed on a location that's locked out to them. So it's a very, very fun thing to play. And you get to see that no matter if you get Uatu or not. That is a big advantage. It really is. I've said this before. Uatu seems like a stupid card and not many people play it, but that is an advantage in this game. If you get to, now it doesn't always work because you're not always going to have a lane that's going to lock people out, but you're going to get to see you're going to get to see it, and you're going to get to kind of strategically place your cards a little bit before your opponent does. And that's a good thing in this game. So it becomes a Cersei deck in a way because you're going to maybe sometimes use the Cersei to just try to pull. Yesterday, I was playing it in Conquest, and I used the Cersei, and she totally screwed me. I got all horrible cards, and I lost. So that will happen. But you're going to – and I'll tell you what else wins in this is Legion. Legion just wins games. You can get where I had Luke's bar was one of the locations. I had a big lead in 2 other lanes. I had like 20 points in one lane, like 10 or 12 points in the other. They had like 1 in the 12 lane and like maybe 3 or 4 in the other lane. I just played Luke's bar. They couldn't play any cards, and I won. So yeah, Legion's just going to win you games. Blink to blink in the bigger cards. You have the Thanos in there. You will have the stones in there as well and stuff like that. And then you're just going to be able to get them out quicker. So fun deck, and I like playing with Uatu. That's probably a lot of the reason why. Another Thanos deck. This is Ara Thanos. I think why did I call it? Arishem. Duh. Another Arishem Thanos again. Shadow King, Agent Coulson, Copycat, Wave. Now this has Wave in it, so you can get some of these big cards out. Shang-Chi, Cole, Blue Marvel, Legion, Mockingbird, Eliath, Thanos, and Arishem. So very similar. To the last one. You have Blue Marvel out. It's a little bit of a zoo effect with the Blue Marvel on your stones. copycats in there, waves in there, just to get out an early big card. Whether you're going to play out the Thanos or you're going to play out Eliath or something like that. But yeah, this is just another kind of big card list with Blue Marvel and the extra cards you're going to get from Agent Coulson and stuff like that. So this one was okay. I didn't win a whole lot with it, but this one was okay. Wasn't as fun as the Uatu one. There you see, that's where I am, sitting at 96.4. I'll get to infinite eventually. I have a plan. Don't worry, I have a plan. That is where I am in Conquest. I'm 3 away from the exclusive card, but I do have, and it's another Jane Foster, which I found weird because we're getting a Jane Foster in Deadpool's Diner as well. So 2 Jane Foster variants that we're going to get. I like this one. So, but I will have it today. I'll be able to get it today because I have enough points to get it. Deadpool's Diner, as I said, is coming up. Deadpool's Diner Part 2 is coming up in just a few days. That will be opening up again, and you can see there dropping. This is the old sign for it. This is the July one, but I couldn't find any other graphics to find. So because that's not right. You're not winning Cassandra Nova. You're winning King Eitri. If you choose to play, will be the cards you'll get this time. But so get your bubs ready because it's coming. And there is another little screen of that, of course, this is the old graphics with all the cartoony stuff and everything like that. But I'm sure it's going to play very similarly, but it is coming soon, so get ready. And there he is. King Eitri is a 1/2. Activate to draw a card from your deck that did not start there. So it's hammers. It's hammer time. And he's really going to be probably confined to a Thor's deck. So if you like those kind of decks and you're a Thor's player, you will probably want this card. I'm sure I'm going to play Deadpool's Diner to get it. I don't know about the variant. I don't know if I'm going to care about it. I don't really need that many Jane Foster variants. I'm going to get one anyway today. I don't need another one. I don't play her that much. So yeah, but I'm sure I'll play the Diner to get the free card. Okay, so there you go. And then we're going to backtrack a little here. And let's go through some variants, shall we? We have no bundles because there are no new data mine bundles, but let's go through the variants that I got this week. This new Thor variant, this was, of course, on the collection track. I have a ton of Thors, and I don't play them much. This is what I pulled. I actually pulled the mystery variant for a change. Usually when they have the mystery variant giveaways, I end up getting an avatar because they most of the time will award you with the lower rare variants, which I have every one of. So I got the Gambit, the Abs Gambit, I call him. From that, he is the Gala variant. So I did get a Gambit variant, which I kind of have a ton for Gambit as well, but this is cool. I'm just glad I got a super rare. This new She-Hulk is a 700 gold variant. I get these now free in my caches because I have all of them. So it's pretty cool. I like her. I like the details in her hair. The hair is very, very cool with the curls and stuff like that. And of course, the comics accurate suit with the purple and the white stripe and everything. So very cool. And of course, she's breaking through the glass, which could mean she's breaking through the third wall. And I like how the glass comes out of the card. They're doing a really wonderful job. I was watching Super Tech God's video last night of all the new variants coming out. And he does display them animated. And they're doing a really good job with the animation on these variants lately. They really are. The animations are very, very cool. So kudos to them for that. There's the Gambit again with the just a different border and stuff. This Medusa, man, this is awesome too. I mean, she is amazing animated as well with the hair flowing and stuff like that. But this one's very, very cool. I don't play Medusa much. Most of the time, if I play her, it's in a deck where I want to get priority really quick. But I don't play her a whole lot. But this is a really, really cool Medusa. Very realistic facial drawing and stuff like that. It's not comic book looking or anything like that. Look very realistic. Like if we walked outside and saw Medusa, she would look like this. And it's very cool. Let me give some, I go over these variants, but I don't give credit to the artists. So let me pull them up quick. I want to shout out the artists because, they deserve shout outs. This is by Tony Moy, M-O-Y. Just absolutely amazing work by Tony. It is a fantastic variant, and you can't really see, but I have the neon purple border around her. And then which other one? The Gambit one is done by Russell Dodderman and Matthew Wilson. So let's give these guys credit, shall we? Where credit is due, guys and gals. And the Thor is by Andrea Guardino. And I know we've heard from him. I think we heard from him on one of the developer videos as well. And the She-Hulk is also Tony Moy. So Tony Moy has done the both of them, the Medusa and the She-Hulk. So amazing work. And then the collection track Surtur, that is also Andrea Guardino's variant. I have that flame cosmic border around there, the orange cosmic border, which does look like flames. And that's about the coolest thing you can put around a card that's flame-based. So very cool. Surtur is awesome variants. And I got this one. I split this, and I finally got a gold one of the Secret Wars Spider-Man, which I love, the comic book cover. I own this book. I told you guys that, and it's just amazing. And, of course, I put the gold border on it, too. Just looks fantastic. You can see all the other heroes in the background, Captain America, the Thing, Thor, in color. I have this inked as well, and the inked, I do love that special place in my heart, but this one looks very cool in gold. So I love it. All right, so there you go. No bundles. Again, the bundles only go up till Black Friday, and that is all. It stops there. We don't have any data mine bundles as yet for December, so I'm sure they will be coming soon. And when they do, I will get them out there for you. So, okay, that is the meta report. As far as the meta goes, and as far as that's concerned, I'm seeing a good amount of RSM. I'm seeing a lot of discard, a whole lot of discard. Whether it be the Scorn version, most of them all have Scorn, but I'm seeing a lot of discard. And generally, it's all the same one. It's the Dracula one. It's the one with MODOK. It's the one with, of course, Morbius, Blade. It's the one with some Swarms, and also Gambit is in there. So some of them play with Grandmaster. And some of them, I know Cozy is a newer one out that he's playing with Malekith as well. So yeah. But yeah, so that is my look at the meta report. That is my week in Snap, basically, and where I am to this time right now. Okay, so this is my top 5 list. And again, this is dedicated to you guys who are playing new. You are newer players to the game. Maybe you're stuck in Series 3. Maybe you're Series 2 or Series 1. But I'm going to go through my top 5 decks to play from Collection Pool 3. Top 5 decks from Collection Pool 3. I did do some research. I looked around, and I found some of the better decks to play from Pool 3. So that is my top 5 this week. So here we have, and I told you, you're going to see a lot of Wong. Well, here's one of them. This is a Wong deck. This is a White Tiger, Black Panther, Arnim Zola Wong deck. Now, look, these are being played on High Ladder. I'm seeing this still on, when I'm up on Ladder. I'm seeing this in the 90s on Ladder. I just saw a deck like this like 3 days ago. Now, maybe not like this per se. They don't have the Wolfsbane. They don't have the Ebony Maw and stuff like that. But many of them do have Ironheart. Many of them do have Nightcrawler. Many of them play Magic. Many of them have, of course, they all have Wong and Black Panther and Zola. So and Odin as well. So it's very close to a deck that is still being played on High Ladder right now. So it's very established. It wins games. So it's Nightcrawler, Ebony Maw, Ironheart, Wolfsbane, Magic, Electro, Wong, White Tiger, Black Panther, Arnim Zola, Doom, and Odin. Now, the Electro is obviously, of course, in here. The Ebony Maw you just kind of want to get priority with. But the Electro is in here just to give you, as you go, you're going to have one-turn plays, right? So you're going to put the Wong down on, now you'll be able to get the Wong down on the next turn after you play the Electro. So you get them down on turn 4. Then you could play your Black Panther. If you have the Black Panther Zola, you could play the Black Panther on turn 5 on the Wong lane. You can play the White Tiger if you don't have the Black Panther on the Wong lane. And then you could just play, White Tiger, then you would pair up with Odin. But then you could play Black Panther, and then you can play Zola on the Wong game, and you're just gonna win. So that's how it goes. It's a very straightforward, very easy deck. Doctor Doom is in here as well as an alternate win condition, because you could always play Wong, Doctor Doom, and Odin, Doctor Doom. So there's a lot of win conditions in this deck, and it's still being played today. So and it is all from Collection Pool 3. So 3, 2, and 1. The next one is this is another Arnim Zola Black Panther White Tiger Wong deck. So again, like I said, you're going to see a lot of Wong, but this also uses Mr. Negative. You have Psylocke, Ironheart, Mystique, Wolfsbane, Magic, Mr. Negative, Wong, Iron Man, White Tiger, Black Panther, Jane Foster, and Arnim Zola. This is one of those ones where if you get everything on curve and you play Mr. Negative, you're going to have so many 0 cards. You're going to have a 0 Ironheart to play. You're going to have a 0 Mystique to play. You're going to have a 0 Iron Man to play with a 0 Mystique. You're going to have a Wong possibly with a very cheap White Tiger. You can do the Black Panther Zola line. You're going to have Zola as a 0 as well. So this is a tried and true deck. Negative, again, is still being played. And when Gore the God Butcher comes out, Negative is going to be played even more. So this is another proven one, and it works very, very well. And you can get your combos off. So another really, really good deck. And this is, again, all cards that are not Series 5. So good stuff here. And it does work. So it's Psylocke, Ironheart, Mystique, Wolfsbane Magic, Mr. Negative, Wong, Iron Man, White Tiger, Black Panther, Jane Foster, and Arnim Zola. So next one, we have a Moon Girl deck. And again, you know, it's funny because you're seeing a lot of these decks starting to come around again. Moon Girl is being played recently on ladder. So people are playing Moon Girl and She-Hulk. They're playing it with Surtur. But, you know, maybe some of you that are Pool 3 players got the season pass. So you have Surtur. So there you go. It's another one where you can play. This has Sunspot, Ant-Man, Quinjet, Titania, Dazzler, and Goose, Armor, Magic, and Moon Girl, Black Bolt, Stature, and She-Hulk. So this is another one where if you have Surtur, you know, you're going to have She-Hulk. Maybe you're going to double the She-Hulks with the Moon Girl. You're going to be able to skip maybe a turn and play those double She-Hulks out on your last turn. You're going to up the Surtur in the deck. If you don't have the Surtur, it's still very good. Quinjet's going to let you discount all those cards you're going to get with Moon Girl. You're going to have Goose for protection against big cards. You're going to have Titania, Quinjet, Ant-Man, and Dazzler to maybe fill a lane. You're going to have Armor to protect the She-Hulks. You're going to have Magic to extend the game. And then you have Black Bolt and Stature, which is always a nice combination. You'll get rid of a card from your opponent, and then you're going to get a 1/7. So a couple different, again, ways to win. And all of the lower cards, no Series 5 cards. So again, another deck that is, for better or worse, a Pool 3 deck, and it's being played today. So there you go. And here's another good example, discard. Okay. Now, yes, you're not going to have some of the fancier discard cards that are out now, but you're still going to be able to play a pretty decent discard deck. Strong Guy, which is being used in some of these decks now. But here's, you know, it's Blade, it's Morbius. You have Wolverine in this one, which you can, you know, discard to get him to bounce out of your hand. Swarm for the extra power at the end. Colleen Wing. You have Gambit in here. You have Strong Guy to just be a big powered body if you get rid of all your cards. You have Lady Sif. You have Swordmaster in here. You have Hellcow, who is also going to discard for you Dracula and Apocalypse. You're going to be able to hit that Apocalypse maybe with the Hellcow. You're going to hit him maybe with the Swordmaster, with Lady Sif. You're going to have the Dracula down there that's going to have the Apocalypse that will be bigger. That'll just end up on the Dracula in the last turn. So you have a pretty big lane there. And then you might be able to throw a whole bunch of swarms down at the end or have the Strong Guy down there. And that you only have that one card in your hand left over. So again, another deck. Yes, with different cards. And MODOK is, of course, one of the cards that you're going to want to get if you play discard and want to continue playing discard down the road. But it's very feasible in Pool 3 and another very, very solid deck to play. Blade, Mobius, Wolverine, Swarm, Colleen Wing, Gambit, Strong Guy, Lady Sif, Swordmaster, Dracula, Hellcow, and Apocalypse. All right, and last but not least, I think this is the last one. Yes, last but not least, we have a Shuri deck. You don't see this deck much at all anymore, but some people still do. There is a person called Shuri Enjoyer out there who still plays it. And there are some people out there that still play all these decks. And, you know, so Shuri is still good. It still gets big power, guys. You have Zero, you have Ebony Maw, Armor. You have Lizard, Sauron, Shuri, Enchantress, Typhoid Mary, Vision, Red Skull, Taskmaster, and She-Hulk. This is still a very good deck, especially in big power right now. You know, and this would be one where if you did get the season pass, like if you got Surtur, you may want to stick them in there. You know, it may want to, I don't know what you pull out. The Sauron's you kind of want the Sauron in here because he does help you get that Ebony Maw and Zero play out, you know, later on, and Lizard and stuff like that. Don't have the drawbacks, Typhoid Mary, Red Skull as well. I don't know. You know, maybe you could pull out the Enchantress if you're not finding that you're playing against a lot. But Enchantress is pretty good too, especially if people who have playing those ongoing cards and stuff like that where you can just take them away. from them. Nobody's really playing against Enchantress as much anymore. So I don't know, but it's something you can fool around with. But you're just gonna have big cards. You're gonna most of the time always have priority. You're just gonna have big cards, and this kind of a deck can come as a surprise to people because they're not seeing it as much anymore. So when I see a Shuri deck, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of not ready for this. So you can have a 16 vision that can just move anywhere that you can copy with the Taskmaster. You can have a 20-point She-Hulk. You can have a 20-point Typhoid Mary if she's Sauron. You can have a 28-point Red Skull, which is just going to win you lanes. You're just going to win. You have the armor down. You put the Red Skull under the armor. You Taskmaster the Red Skull. You're going to have 2 lanes of 28 power. I mean, that's a lot. That's more than most people can keep up with, even with a lot of the Surtur decks. So it's still very good, and it's not something played a lot. So not a lot of people aren't going to see it coming. You can really identify it when you see the 0 come out because not too many people play 0. But all the other cards, of course, Sauron's going to give it away too. But it's still a darn good deck, and it still gets a lot of power. So it's definitely a good deck, and definitely for people in Pool 3. Very, very good deck. So, all right, it's going to be time for Comics Corner and Fenris Wolf. But before we do, it is the hour that things are going to change here on the Snap thing. So I can, it'll be a minute, I think, or so. My time might be a little bit behind. But I'm going to pull up Snap real quick, and I'm gonna open my caches and stuff for you and see what I get. And I'll let you know as I'm doing it live. I can show you the cards too. So let's see if it's ready here. I know it doesn't always go on the exact time that we get it here. And then a little bit behind. Unless they did. I wonder if they did maybe change it back. Because it was changing it. Nope, here we go. Okay, here we go. It's changed. Okay, so I'm gonna go. As you can see, there's my stuff. I could buy all that stuff down below for the Jane Foster card. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll get my 250 credits, my gold ticket, and my new title, which is Frost Giants keeps my drinks cold. Not great. But in any case, there you go. There you can see it is the blinking of the Thor card. I'm going to redeem it. And there you go. Jane Foster, Deodato, Mike Deodato Jr., and Frank Martin Jr. They are comic book guys, by the way. And there she is in all her glory. Jane Foster, the mighty Thor. So I have that card now. And I have unlocked that. Let's go to the other stuff, shall we? Ooh, the Collector's Vault's open. Nice. Okay, the Collector's Vault's here. Let's see what I get. Let's see if I get any cards I want. Because I want that Loki I want the Enchantress, the Sylvie Enchantress, and the Mobius on the bike. So let's see what I get. I'm going to open it. Ready? There it goes. It's opening. It's opening. There's my packs. There you go. There's my packs. I'm going to open the boring ones first. So I'll open the bottom. I have a Chibi Gamora, which I won't be buying for $1,400. Absolutely not. I'll open the purples now. I have a anime Captain Marvel, which I won't be buying for $2,000. I have a Yvonne Chavrin variant of Dracula. Pretty cool, but I have a lot of Dracula variants. Won't be buying that for 2,000 gold. I have a Storm. Now, this is also the anime. You could tell I didn't buy the anime bundle. The Storm anime variant, 2,000 gold. Nope. I have a She-Hulk, Peach Momoko She-Hulk for 2,500 gold. Nope, I will not be doing that. I've got a ton of She-Hulks. And last but not least, no, I have a Lady Sif Venomized variant. No, that is a no for me on all of these cards. So nothing from the Collector's Vault this week for me. I will be letting that pass. There is a bundle for me in there, 1999 Premium Mystery Variant, which comes with the Mystery Variant and 3,000 credits. We have the Ultron variant came out. The Mechanical Madness came out today. That's the Ultron on the throne. This looks sick, but I'm not going to get it. I want to see if I can split it for you, though. This is really cool. I saw this on Super Tech Gods last night. I mean, it's awesome. It has all red around it and stuff. It's going to be hard to see in my camera there, but you can see when it's split, all those little red bubbles and stuff are moving around on him. So very cool looking. But to me, you're not. Yeah, you get collector's tokens with it, but the gold is minuscule. It's not enough for me to buy it. Still have the Ronin one, the Haim is him, and the collector's token Tuesday. Let's see what I have in my shop. I have the Archer Miss Marvel variant, which was data mined. There's that one, and I'm gonna split this one too. This is Super Tech God Show. This is, you're kind of seeing her fist like movement on this. It's gonna be hard to make out on the screen, but you're kind of seeing her fist like moving through the air here on the screen a little bit. So kind of cool. I also have a Nico Midnight Suns Art Germ variant of Magic, Kim Jacinto Human Torch Art Germ variant of Arrow, Pandart Studios Prof X, Peach Momoko Nightmare Spider-Man variant. Oh, I want the Thanos one. I mean, this is cool. Peach Momoko's art's awesome, but I want that damn Thanos one. I don't know if that's ever going to even come in these. Probably not. And then, of course, the borders. And there's Fenris Wolf. Okay, so let me get my gold and my credits. Buy the gold pass, by the way. It's well worth it. All right, let me go and let me open some caches here. Let's see how I'm going to fare. I've been pretty good lately. So, all right, here we go. Now, this is Fenris Wolf, Werewolf by Night, and Annihilus. I don't really want any of those. So let's hope I don't go to the 4 keys. All right, ready? Spotlight key number 1. We're going to claim it. It's going to go into the little chesty thing there, and I'm going to hold it and pop her open. Let's see what we get. It's Fenris Wolf. I 1-keyed it. Woo! That's awesome. You guys brought me luck. I 1-keyed it. That's amazing because I didn't want the other 2. I don't want the werewolf. I don't play it. And Annihilus, I have a bunch. It's amazing. I 1-keyed it. Fantastic. You guys are lucky, man. You guys are lucky for me with that. I 1-keyed it. Awesome. Got my Alliance rewards. We didn't get the big reward, unfortunately, which sucks, but I got 300 credits, a bunch of boosters, and yeah. So cool. Cool beans. And I just acquired a whole bunch of boosters and completed a mission. So there you go. The season pass track I'm all done with. I'm up to 53 on there. So I finished the entire track. And so there you go. If there's any more stuff I wanted to show you guys on here, I don't think so. Man, that's amazing. I 1-keyed Fenris. That's awesome. What a day. You guys bring me luck. That's amazing. I'm going to have to do that more often. So awesome. I got Fenris Wolf on 1 key. Fantastic. And there is Fenris Wolf. And that's amazing. I still have 7 keys left, so awesome to go. Very cool. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about Fenris Wolf, as a matter of fact, in Comics Corner. And there he is. He is a 2/3 activate card, resurrect the highest power discarded or destroyed enemy card to your side of this location. So obviously Shang-Chi. In discard, obviously like Black Bolt or Moon Knight are going to be the ones that are going to do that. Also, and I didn't even think about this really, and I don't know that I want to say it. I don't like the deck, and I know a lot of other people don't like the deck as well, but mill decks. They have Shang-Chi, a lot of them. They have Gladiator that's going to destroy cards. They have cards in those decks that are going to destroy cards. So not necessarily discard, but some of them, there was a milled deck that had Black Bolt and Stature in the deck. So yeah, milled decks might want this guy too. I didn't even think about that. So yeah, I'm not sure if I wanted to put that out there in the in the universe. But mill decks may get better because this, their early cards are what they are. But mill decks might get a little better because they're going to technically do that. You're blowing up cards with some stuff, and you're getting rid of some cards. Obviously, you're discarding some cards. Oh boy! But otherwise, if you're playing a Black Bolt Stature discard deck, or you're playing Moon Knight in your discard deck, this is going to help you. Obviously, if you're playing Shang-Chi or you're blowing up anybody else's cards with anything else, this is going to help you. And it's activate, so you can do it really at any time. You can do it at the end of the game if you want to. Do this on turn 5 and make it come out on turn 6 so that they won't really have any way to blow it back up on your side. But this is going to be a good Surtur counter for sure. If anybody's playing Surtur with all those big cards and you're playing a counter deck that wants to just, counter it with the Shang-Chi's and stuff like that, this is going to be good. And it's probably going to bring Shang-Chi back into play. We haven't seen a ton of Shang-Chi lately, but I bet you after this card comes out, you're going to see Shang-Chi being played again. So that is Fenris Wolf. If you don't know him, you've had to see Thor Ragnarok, right? He is that big, gigantic wolf in Thor Ragnarok that fought Thor. Of course, in Hulk, mostly Hulk. But yeah, so that is who Fenris Wolf is. I'll tell you more about him as we go. There's a very cool drawing there of him against the Warriors 3 right there that are all down there eyeing him up. And of course, I think that might be Lady Sif that's riding on him too. So he's gigantic, as you can see on that drawing. Nice snow-capped mountain there with the Warriors 3 below, and they're all looking to kind of battle him, kind of really not knowing what to do. But they're there, and Fenris Wolf just kind of standing on a hilltop, peering over them. So very cool drawing of him. And this is him again. Fear of not being strong enough, not being worthy. You lead the armies of the dead, the dark elves, the frost giants, and every vile creature you can imagine. You can see someone riding Fenris in that picture too. So he's just an immense wolf. The Fenris Wolf was one of Thor's undead army, which attacked Asgard and Midgard. One minor appearance of Fenris Wolf on Earth, 1014. One image of Fenris Wolf. These are just images you can see. And Thor Annual number 5 is one of the references. His parents, they have a parent, and it was Loki, Laufey's son. Father is deceased. So I didn't know he had a parent, but there you go. I don't know how he could be with the wolf's parent, but gender fluid, of course. Black hair, typical attributes of a wolf, including fur, claws, a tail, and fangs, but he's immense. He's an Asgardian wolf and a wolf god and a demon. That's his origin. He is alive currently. Reality, of course, is Earth. No dual identities. There he is from the MCU. He's very menacing. I mean, wolves are menacing to begin with, but imagine one that's as big as this dude is. You saw what he was doing when he was fighting off all those people. It's like, you're not going to hurt him. You can hit him with an axe, a knife. It doesn't matter. He's humongous. So there are the Warriors 3. This is the Warriors 3 comic from Marvel. This was a series that they did. This is issue 3 out of 5. I think it says 3 out of 5. It might be 3 out of 4. It's hard to see. But that is the Warriors 3, and that is Fenris behind them on the cover. Fenris makes her, I'm calling him a he, her live-action debut in the Marvel Cinematic Film Thor Ragnarok. Alternate versions of Fenris appear in the animated series What If? Okay, so first appeared in Marvel Comics in Journey into Mystery Again. Guys, this is a book from 1965, Journey into Mystery number 114, and was adapted from Norse legend by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby. Very similar to how they adapted Surtur. So you can see where they're going with all the Thor books. They're just adapting the gods into the comics. All these things were Norse legends that they adapted. So very cool. Characters subsequently appeared in Thor 276 to 278, in October to December 1978, and Thor Volume 2, number 80 to 83, August to October in 2004, and in 1985, 85, December of 2004. The Fenris Wolf received an entry in the official handbook of the Marvel Universe Deluxe Edition number 4. It always makes me a little misty when I talk about Stan, because I could have met him in New York Comic Con, and I was not that far. I was from maybe me to my kitchen away from him, and I could have stood in line to meet him. And there was a big crowd, granted, but I could have stood in line and done it, and I really should have. I regret it. I have an autographed photo of him. Let me see. I can't show it to you because it's up on my wall behind me, but it's a Spider-Man animated cell, and Stan is signing the cell, and of course the autograph is on there too. But I kind of wish I would have done that, and I would have stood in line and got the autograph. So it would have been awesome. A friend of mine gave the animated cell, the autographed animated cell, to me. But I kind of regret it because obviously Stan has been gone for a while now, and he did all this stuff. He's the reason why I read a lot of comic books and the reason why we play this game. The Fenris Wolf is a creature of Asgardian origin, said to be the product of a union between Loki and the giantess Angerboda. However, many years ago, he was part of the basis of the story Little Red Riding Hood. The goddess Iduna walks the forests of Asgard carrying a bundle of golden apples. How about this? These golden apples of immortality are for all Father Odin, and Iduna takes them to him every year. Along her journey, she meets Håkon the Hunter. Håkon greets her warmly and tells her to go in peace. As Iduna continues further down the path, the Fenris wolf sees her and transforms himself. Now it's a him. Iduna comes upon a frail stranger. The stranger offers Iduna protection along her journey, but she declines the offer. The stranger takes a strong interest in Iduna's basket and begins asking her questions. She grows suspicious, saying his hands seem so grasping and brutal. Your hands are so large, and his voice sounds like that of a beast. She finds his manner sinister and frightening and says his eyes burn with hatred and pure savagery. She then discovers that the stranger is actually the Fenris wolf in disguise. The Fenris wolf shapeshifts into his true form and attacks her. Oh my God. Håkon, the hunter, arrives and drives the Fenris wolf away with his enchanted battle axe, causing the Fenris wolf to shrink in an attempt to escape. The axe pursues the Fenris wolf and finally strikes him, spiriting him off to the shadowy land of Varenheim. So how about that? We had a Little Red Riding Hood. Just like Norse mythology, Odin had the dwarves forge the chain Gleipnir, deceiver or entangler. It appeared to be only a silken ribbon, but was made of 6 wondrous ingredients: the sounds of a cat's footfall, the beard of a woman, the root, what? The roots of a mountain, bear's sinews, fish's breath, and bird's spittle, which explains why these things are not found today. Like, you don't find many bearded women unless you go to a circus. Okay. When it came to binding the Fenris wolf, Tyr lost his hand in the process, as the Fenris wolf would only allow the chain to be put on him if one of the gods put their hand in his mouth. Nobody's going to do that. But I guess they made that chain or whatever to try to bind the wolf. It is prophesied that when Ragnarok occurs, the Fenris wolf will devour Odin. Hela at one time unchained the Fenris wolf to bring about Ragnarok, only to be thwarted by Thor. That's similar to the MCU stuff. A giant offspring of the Fenris wolf named Horfen once battled Hulk and his Pantheon allies. The battle goes poorly for Horfen, causing him many injuries. True Ragnarok. Loki later unchained the Fenris wolf to aid him, Ulik and Hirm, in attacking Asgard. I think Ulik might end up being a card at some point. Using weapons that were forged for them by Surtur, Ulik and the Fenris wolf attacked Thor together, only for Thor to attack them using Mjolnir, which resulted in the blast removing Sif's arm. Hirm joined up with Ulik and the Fenris wolf and managed to shatter Mjolnir. So there you go. So see, a lot of this was done in that Ragnarok film. Of course, his hammer got shattered, but it was shattered by Hela. So they changed the story around a little bit. But this is all stuff that actually took place in Ragnarok. Fenris wolf then attacked Thor, Captain America, and Iron Man when they were in Asgard. When the Fenris wolf was about to attack Thor, Captain America kicked the Fenris wolf in the stomach, in the nads, to reclaim his shield, then Thor defeated him, causing him to flee. When Curse was protecting innocent children, the Fenris wolf fought Curse and killed him by sending a hammer into his skull. Yikes. The Fenris wolf assisted in the attack on Vanaheim and faced Thor again in battle. Thor bound the Fenris wolf in chains and used his body to knock down Durok in order to save Sif. With Durok slain, the Fenris wolf snapped his chains and fought Thor, only to be struck down by Beta Ray Bill. Beta Ray Bill used the power of his hammer Stormbreaker upon the Fenris wolf, reducing him to a skeleton as the monster's punishment for attacking a weakened Thor. Those were fighting with the Fenris wolf fled. Those were fighting with him fled. The Fenris wolf returned to life and swallowed Asgard's sun and moon, assisting to bring about Ragnarok as Asgard perishes. Wow, he swallowed a sun and a moon. Damn. Fenris wolf is the ancestor of the Asgardian Hiram Hari. Asgard reforms and reestablishes itself for the state of Oklahoma. That's when they came to Earth, right? See that all of this is different. They played it out differently in the movies because Asgard now is on Earth. The Fenris wolf escapes from his prison, a place deep in dimensional hells, and steals a technological device that would slaughter innocents, humans, and gods alike. The Warriors 3, with the aid of superpowered AIM scientists, defeat him in an honorable battle. He is now kept prisoner in an Asgardian courtyard where he may be better supervised. So there you go. They have him penned. He's penned now. There's his first appearance, guys. This is Journey into Mystery all those years ago, 1965, before I was born. Number 114. And you can see it's Absorbing Man, very early Absorbing Man on the cover that is fighting Thor. The title is The Stronger I Am, the Sooner I Die. Pretty cool. They always do those little blurbs and stuff on the old books to get you interested. The start of another unforgettable super epic. For the first time in recorded history, the Titanic Thunder God battles a deadly foe who has every bit of raw strength, every single superpower which Thor himself possesses. You'll never forget this something shocker. And yeah, so this is Absorbing Man and Thor, and this is where Fenris Wolf appeared. And you can see the page right here. There is Fenris Wolf. I'm not going to read the whole panel, but that is the first version of Fenris Wolf. So you can see him having an axe thrown at him. He kind of disappears and stuff like that, so the axe doesn't hit him. Here are the variants, guys. Very, very cool Fenris Wolf variants. The one on the left and the one on the right, both very cool. And again, the one on the right, Super Tech God showed on his video, and you can see that steam coming out of his mouth on the splits. So very, very, very badass variants for him. Now the one is the one on the left, I think there, the greenish one, the greenish background is the one with the let me see. Oh no, it's the misty one. Oh, I'm not gonna get it then. I want that one too. Damn it. That's the spotlight variant. Crap. I was hoping it was the one that you'd get it in the cash. Oh, I'm definitely not going through all this. I'm not spending 3 more keys to get him, and maybe more than that. No, it's cool, but I'm not doing that. All right, so here is the Spotlight Cache that I just opened up in front of you guys today. Fenris Wolf, of course, the Andrea Gardino variant, which is the cool one with the mist coming out of his mouth. And then you have Annihilus, in Hyuk Lee variant of Annihilus, and you have Werewolf by Night as well in the Spotlight Caches. So do I think you should get this? Well, Annihilus, again, not played very much at all. I have it in that Galactus deck, but other than that, you don't see it much. Werewolf by Night, same thing. You don't see him much, even in Bounce. Bounce, and Glazer has said before that Werewolf just makes Bounce worse. So I don't think these are 2 cards that I think you should try for. So unless you are a completionist and you have the whole collection and you're going to get Fenris Wolf, I would probably tell you that this is a very skippable week, especially with the Marvel Rivals stuff coming and the stuff coming in January, Dark Avengers. I would definitely tell you to skip this week. Don't spend any keys or anything on this week, because we don't know how Fenris is going to be. I would say, at least if you are very interested in Fenris, wait until probably Friday or so to see how it works out with the creators, whether or not you want to get it. So, okay, well, guys, look, we are coming to the end of the show here, and we're going to close out as we always do with the MCU Minute. We're going to talk about all the things about the MCU that I had found, of course, throughout the course of this week. So let's get to that. And let me see if there's any kind of breaking news on the front today. There's always good people writing about. Here's a new one, actually. Rumor claims Marvel is eyeing Rachel Zegler for an MCU role, and fans have reacted. Let's see. Deadpool and Wolverine brought back. Okay, many upcoming projects. Most recent one claims that Marvel is now eyeing former DCEU and current Disney star Rachel Zegler for an as of yet unknown role in the MCU. Seeing how she has been a controversial figure recently, we also did some research into what the fans are saying. So I don't know the controversy, so I'm not really sure what that means. But there's another one there about her as well. Spider-Man 4's working title may tease Gwen Stacy's debut. Is Gwen on her way to the MCU? The working title for Spider-Man 4 has set ablaze the internet with speculation about an upcoming sequel. As of after years of silence, news is finally starting to trickle out about Spider-Man 4. The long-awaited sequel is finally ramping up production for 2026 debut on the MCU slate. In doing so, the studio has created a working title called Blue Oasis, being developed under the production company Blaze Film Inc. Now, they always come up with these like production titles. Sometimes they mean stuff, sometimes they don't. The same production company that used by Nicolas Cage for his Ghost Rider film. While working titles often mean nothing, the MCU previously using ones like Fall of George and Bosco, that's from Seinfeld. They were using that for Spider-Man Far From Home. Some fans believe this working title may reveal a key plot point. Specifically, they're referring to Spider-Man Blue. Spider-Man Blue is all about Gwen Stacy. There was a Spider-Man Blue book. It's very good if you haven't read it. But I've read those. The colored one, Spider-Man Red, Spider-Man Blue. I've read them all. But it is pretty much primarily all about Gwen. Peter's with MJ in the book, but he's reliving the events of Gwen and talking to MJ about her. So I kind of doubt that's true. I don't think that's it. It's a working titles, like they said, are meaningless. So yeah, I wouldn't be too keen on that one. Oh, this is a cool one. Let's go through this. 10 actors who are perfect casting choices for the MCU's X-Men. We know the X-Men are coming at some point soon. Number 10, they have Channing Tatum as Remy LeBeau Gambit. I mean, he was good in Deadpool and Wolverine, right? You know, why not? I'd give him another shot at the role. I thought he was pretty good. He definitely has the accent down. The only thing with him is he's pretty bulky. I think he'd have to lose a little bit of weight. Not weight. And I'm not saying he's not. He's large. He's just big muscular wise. So I think he maybe have to trim down a little bit for the role. He is kind of like muscular for Remy. Remy's a little bit thinner. So maybe he would have to change up a little bit. But I thought he did a great job. And I know Ryan Reynolds would love to have him there. So number 9, they have Anthony Kerrigan as Morph. Anthony Kerrigan as Morph. Probably will change upon the release of James Gunn's Superman. Anthony Kerrigan is one of the most underrated actors in the game, finding most of his fame in Barry and Gotham. And that's right, he acted in Gotham. He was Mr. Zaz in Gotham, the guy who puts all those cuts on himself and stuff when he kills people. And he was good in Gotham. I could see that. I could see. I mean, look at him. He does look like he played good Morph, doesn't he? He would be pretty good as Morph. I like these fan casting things. They're fun. Next one up. We have Regé Jean Page as Lucas Bishop. So I'm not sure who this actor is. Let's see what he played in Bridgerton and Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, he was in Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, great movie. If there's anyone who has the talent and skill to play Bishop, the mutant badass from the future, it's Regé Jean Page. That's cool. That'd be okay. All right. Betsy Braddock and Psylocke, Sonoya Mizuno. Let's see what she was in. Of course, Olivia Munn played her. She was in House of the Dragon and Civil War. Okay. Yeah, I remember her from Civil War. Civil War is a scary film, especially in this day and age. They have Sam Richardson for Hank McCoy and Beast. So Sam Richardson, I didn't show you Sonoya. Sonoya is right there. So Sam Richardson as Beast, Hank McCoy. So they could already have, obviously, Kelsey Grammer was still playing him. Kelsey's getting a little bit older now, though. Richardson also primarily does voiceover roles. So he does, compared to how much he does live action, a split that vastly helps him out with the character of Beast. It's true. It would be all live action anyway. So he did the post-credit scene, has already featured a Beast. The Marvel Cinematic Universe featured Kelsey Grammer with the post-credit scene in the Marvels. That version appears to be from a whole other universe. So who could come in and play the Jolly Blue Giant for the main film? There are many actors currently out there better than Richardson. Richardson also does primarily voiceover roles. Split that for characters of Beast size and powers. Marvel Studios typically doesn't do practical effects, as could be seen. It would be fully CGI. Richardson can up the ante and wow everyone with his voice acting skills. There's Jean Grey, Victoria Pedretti. Complex if they decide to do Dark Phoenix, obviously. Victoria was in You. Oh, she was in You. I love You. You is amazing. That's that Netflix show where that guy's like the stalker with he's like a modern day stalker. That's such a good show. What did she play on that? Oh man, she was in The Haunting of Hill House and The Haunting of Bly Manor. So Marvel Studios needs someone who can make audiences fall in love with Jean. Okay. Scott Summers, Cyclops, Glenn Powell. And you guys can tell me in the comments of this whether you agree with some of these, or if you have people who you would like to play these people in the movies. Hot shot of the summer. Glenn Powell has been making his way around the superhero casting rumor space for a good bit. He's been around for some time, but people really fell in love with him thanks to his appearance as Lieutenant Jake Hangman Sorensen in 2022's Top Gun Maverick. Some may be adverse to Powell becoming the X-Men's leader, but if the young man has done anything throughout his career, it's prove himself. He was also in Twisters as well. So there you go. He was in Anyone But You. He sure looks the part with the sunglasses on. Magneto. They have Jason Isaacs. Jason Isaacs as Magneto. Got to get a good villain. Got to get somebody good to play Magneto for sure. Jason Isaacs, many actors up there fit the bill like he does. No matter what, the Magneto in the Marvel Universe will need to be older thanks to the character's origins during the Holocaust. Isaacs is a world-renowned actor, and for a very good reason. In a fair world, he'd be Oscar nominee for his harrowing work in 2021's Mass. Rogue, Keke Palmer as Rogue. Okay, I like that choice. I love Keke Palmer. Keke Palmer was in Us, or no, was in not Us, the UFO one. No, she might have been. She might have been in both of those. She was in the UFO one. Oh, damn it. What the hell's the name of that? I can't remember. The one that the same director that did Us and stuff did. Palmer's has even gone as so far as to petition for the role. She dressed up as the character in 2022 and when asked about her interest in playing the character in an interview with comicbook.com, she said, "That's confidential, sugar. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I just know that the way that the fans have me booked, honey, online, I got to do a gig every week. So we're adding Marvel to it. So, hey, let's get ready to do it. I'm ready for Rogue." She's awesome. She's won Emmys and stuff like that. And like I said, I remember her from that Nope. She was in Nope. I loved her in that. So that'd be awesome. X-23, Daphne Keane. I mean, you're not going to get any better, right? They love to change the game up and do things a bit differently. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is the best example of this. Wolverine doesn't make it through to Avengers Secret Wars. If they don't decide to make him the Wolverine in the Marvel Comics universe, then Daphne Keane deserves a chance to come in and take up the mantle. Okay, so they're talking about her being Wolverine. Like if they don't bring in Jackman's Wolverine, they're talking about her playing Wolverine. Okay. She's older now, obviously, so it'll be different. But then they have Logan separately. I mean, they're gonna bring Hugh Jackman in, right? They said Hugh Jackman's gonna do. I mean, Deadpool joked about him doing it till he's 90. Is he really gonna do it till he's 90? Probably not. But I have to think that he may usher in the new X-Men. I mean, they could kill him in Secret Wars, but I'd have to think they would usher him in, have him usher in the X-Men. So we'll see. But I like that list. The lists are kind of cool. This is the first picture of Falcon from the new Captain America movie that's coming out in February. You can see that up there. Of course, Cap in his Cap suit with the shield and stuff on him, and kind of running. And you see Falcon there. He's got kind of like a brown suit. It's kind of a little blah. It's kind of like greens and browns and stuff like that. Brown in the middle, and he has his helmet there with him. You're not seeing any kind of wings or anything on him. It's kind of just like it looks like a military uniform. So this might not be what his final form is. This kind of might be just like toward the beginning of the movie where they're running into action. Looks like they're on a ship. So that part about the ship where they're out in where the Eternal is out in the ocean, that part happens very early on in the film. So this could be just a very, very early on in the film. This came from Us Magazine. Look at him. So this probably won't be what he looks like in his final form, but cool to see the actor playing the new Falcon. Marvel is putting Red Hulk on a collision course with the MCU's next big villain, and they are talking about Dr. Doom. It's Harrison Ford's Red Hulk versus Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom. Did you imagine Red Hulk isn't supposed to be all bad. When he hulks up, he's hard to control, but he was a good guy for a little while in the comics, and then he does kind of cross over into a bad guy. So is he going to be fighting against Doom? I mean, look, Doom could end up fighting against almost anyone. Thanos may come back and fight against Doom in the Secret Wars or in Doomsday. So we'll have to see. But I mean, certainly if he is going to be the Hulk and you don't have Mark Ruffalo's Hulk necessarily in there, you might end up seeing them cross paths. So it could be something that might happen. This is disappointing. X-Men Season 2 won't be coming out in 2025 after all, it seems. Unfortunately, it looks like X-Men 97 Season 2 won't be premiering next year after all. Disney sent out a press release this week confirming when all of its 2025 shows and movies will debut, and the second season of X-Men 97 is notably absent. Well, they had all that trouble. They fired the creator and all that kind of stuff and everything that was going on with him. So it will not apparently be coming out this year. So we'll have to wait until 2026 for the next edition of X-Men 97. Yeah, that kind of sucks. We are getting a lot of animated projects out next year, though, and maybe that's a reason why, too. We're getting Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. We're getting the Wakanda one, and we're getting Marvel Zombies. And What If is going to end up starting in December and crossing over into January. So 4 animated things. Maybe they just thought there was a little bit too much, and they're putting it off just a little bit more. I'm okay with putting things off as long as it's done right. And I enjoyed the first one a lot. I know the stuff that happened with the creator, the writer, and all that kind of stuff. What happened with that? I'm not going to get into it, but I enjoyed it. So they have big shoes to fill. The people that are going to come and take it over. So MCU film news. Marvel Studios. This is from Twitter. Marvel Studios reportedly wants all the same actors from the Netflix era to return to the MCU. Their past interactions will be hinted at in Daredevil Born Again. So all your actors from the MCU movies, so that is Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and of course Luke Cage. They want them all back. And I did hear this before, so this kind of just confirmed something that I heard a while ago. I'm gonna look these actors up because I want to obviously give them their names. And Mike Coulter was the Luke Cage actor. I thought he did a great job. I thought he did a really good job. The season was kind of in 2 parts. The first part of the season was very good. I love the villain, but it was broken up into 2 parts. The second part was a little hokey. Wasn't as good. But I thought he did good, and I thought they were good in the when they did the team up thing too. So I thought that he looks the part, and I thought he did a good job. So I would definitely not mind him coming back. Finn Jones is the actor who played Iron Fist. Now, I know a lot of people hated Iron Fist, didn't like it. I liked the second season a lot better. But I know a lot of people did not like him at all. They thought he was kind of hokey and campy, but I didn't mind him. And I thought, look, a lot of that kind of stuff, when Iron Fist did come out, that is already at the point where Netflix knew that series was going to be lost. They were going away. It was bought out by Marvel. It was going to be all finished anyway. So I don't necessarily think that they cared much about this show, and it kind of showed in the way that it was filmed. So, but I'm all for giving him a different. And I heard a rumor that he's going to be appearing in Shang-Chi too. So that'd be awesome. I'm all for that, for him coming back. And of course, Jessica Jones. And we'll go into this. And that's Kristen Ritter. Kristen Ritter, of course. Kristen Ritter. I thought she played her wonderfully. And I loved the season with Purple Man's my favorite one. Absolutely loved it. What an adversary he was. And it was very, very good. Very, very good. And then she did a great job. So I'd love to see them all. Charlie Cox, of course, Kingpin did, they're all back. I'm hoping we get Night Nurse back. I like all these actors and actresses. I think they did fantastic. And John Barenthal, of course, is amazing as Punisher. So I'm all for it. Bring them all back. I'm perfectly fine with all that. That's it, guys. So there you go. That's going to do it for me for this week on the pod. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had to kind of give you that little message at the beginning, and I hope you will listen wherever you may be viewing this from. If you are viewing or watching on YouTube, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave me some comments. Give me some comments as to who you think would play some good roles in the MCU. That'd be a good comment to leave. Leave some comments about that. Tell me who some actors who you would like to see play these iconic characters when the X-Men do come out. Also, make sure that you follow the pod on Apple if you listen to it there, if you're going to listen to it on Apple. Make sure that you comment as well for me on Spotify. You can leave me comments there that I see right off the bat. Rate the podcast if it allows you to do so. Helps me out as well. Helps the podcast get seen. And of course the YouTube page. Everything you could do on there. Leave me comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me over on Blue Sky. It's back in the video a little ways. If you want to scan it and come over to Blue Sky, it's been really, really fun. So coming up on the pod, I do have Red Eye Jedi. Finally, we're going to get together and do this thing. That's going to be tomorrow. So he and I will finally get together. He'll be on my show. I am looking to get the Kid Snap and No Big Deal back on the show. I've been in talks to Prashant about coming back on. And also, I have confirmed that Regis Kilbin will be on my show on the 25th. We're looking at. Hopefully everything works out this time. But I do know he's very busy, and I really appreciate his time. But that's the date he gave me. So the 25th should be the time that I have with Regis on the show. So that's going to be amazing for me as a creator to talk to him. He's one of my favorites. And I think it's really going to be a fun show. So don't forget to join me for that coming up. Otherwise, this week is probably going to be it for me. I should only have the Red Eye Jedi stuff and this out this week. Nothing else going on in Snap. There's no other things coming out. The patches are all done and all that stuff. Deadpool's Diner. We'll see. Maybe I'll make a little short or something on YouTube about Deadpool's Diner when that comes out, and I get to play it a little bit, and I could talk to you guys a little bit about Deadpool's Diner, and we could get together on there. So, but that'll maybe be just like a little YouTube shorter, a very, very short little audio thing or something like that. So. Look, guys, I love this game. I hope you all do too. I hope you will listen to the show and watch the show. Listen to all the other great podcasts in our network, the Kid Snap and No Big Deal, and of course Lauren Woodev's Ben Roller and Ree, and of course Glazer in all their respective podcasts. They do an amazing job. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Have a great rest of your week. Please stay safe. Be kind to one another always. And hopefully I will see you all on the next episode of Snap Decisions. Please enjoy the game. Please have fun with it. And I will talk to you all soon. This is your Snap DJ, signing off.
If only I had spidey senses.